Hello, everyone. Bonjour à tous. Tonight at sundown, the Jewish community will mark the first night of Passover. Family and friends will gather around the Seder table to read from the Haggadah, enjoy symbolic foods like matzah and maror, and drink wine. And all around the world, Jewish people will remember the story of the Exodus by asking questions and sharing age-old traditions. La Pâque juive nous invite à trouver une source d'espoir et de persévérance et à célébrer le triomphe de la lumière sur les ténèbres. Elle nous rappelle que le bien l'emportera toujours sur le mal et qu'il est important de défendre nos convictions. L'histoire de la Pâque juive est tirée de la Bible, mais les enjeux de la haine et de la persécution sont encore bien présents de nos jours. We've all seen a frightening rise in hate-motivated crimes against the Jewish community, both here in Canada and around the world. So I want to be clear. Anti-Semitism has no place in our country or anywhere else. It's up to each and every one of us to call it out in all its forms, because only together can we build a more inclusive and safer world for everyone. J'aimerais prendre le temps de souligner la culture et le patrimoine riche que les communautés juives apportent à ce pays. Chaque jour, les Canadiens de confession juive contribuent grandement à nos communautés.
I'm sorry, I can't take it anymore. That's actual audible torture is what that is. Let me see, by the way. Let me just see if the sound of Trudeau's voice is so repulsive that YouTube demonetizes. It's demonetized. Oh, let's just go request review. The sound of his voice, it's become an icon of, it's become not an icon, but a symbol of nausea for me. First of all, before I go even further, how is my audio? I unplugged all of the mics, cleaned them off. I'm using two different USB connectors to... Playing that liar is nauseating. I'm going to go back to it and we're going to break it down because when he says that the Jewish people bring a rich heritage to Canada, I find that offensive. I find that plays on stereotypes, Justin Trudeau, and you should be canceled for promoting ethnic stereotypes. This guy is... Oh, hold on. I'm going to bring it back just for 1 second. We got to do this. We got to walk through this minute and a half of verbal diarrhea.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Bonjour à tous.
Bonjour à tous.
Tonight at sundown, the Jewish community will mark the first night of Passover.
Thank you.
Family and friends will gather around the Seder table to read from the Haggadah.
By the way, family and oh, I have to mute my mic again. I'm going to remember. We're allowed. The government has authorized us this year. The tyrannical government has authorized us to meet in more than 10 people. It's authorized us to meet indoors. The government this year has authorized us to celebrate a holiday of, that's thousands of years old. The government has allowed us to do it. We should be very grateful to Justin Trudeau for letting us do this year. Thank you, Supreme Leader Justin, for allowing us to celebrate our religion freely. Let's carry on with this drivel. Carry on.
Enjoy symbolic foods like matzah and maror, and drink wine.
I keep forgetting to turn the audio off. Symbolic foods? Like symbolic? Yeah, the matzah is the unleavened bread because when the Jews were fleeing a tyrannical government that had enslaved them, they didn't have enough time to let the bread leaven. I never understood it because it seems like they could have put yeast in the bread anyhow, and it just wouldn't have leavened. I don't know how the rule became that you did not put yeast in the bread, whatever. But this guy, Justin Trudeau, is talking to us about these symbolic foods that were... The maror, by the way, is horseradish, intended to remind us of how bitter and afflicted the lives were when living under slavery. This entire holiday is about a people escaping slavery and the tyranny of an authoritarian government. And this nitwit, as I've indicated in my response, doesn't even understand the irony in what he is doing this year. He has allowed us to celebrate indoors. Thank goodness. But there was more. There was more that I found shocking. Hold on.
And all around the world, Jewish people will remember the story of the Exodus by asking questions and sharing age-old traditions. La Pâque juive nous invite à trouver une source d'espoir et de persévérance et à célébrer le triomphe de la lumière sur les ténèbres.
I think there are a lot of people out there who are waiting for the triumph of goodness over evil. He doesn't have the reflection, the insight. He doesn't have the sufficient distance to even think, or maybe he does and he knows it. He is the evil of which he speaks. He is the government tyranny that is the celebration of what the Jewish people escaped from Egypt thousands of years ago. And it's ironic as well, by the way. It's ironic because Canada this year is having the most Canadians leave the country, as far last I checked, the most in the last 20, 25 years. The irony, the in-your-face idiocy that this guy is now celebrating Passover, reminding the Jewish people of what this holiday is about for us, for the Jewish people. He's reminding us, he's telling me what it celebrates. At the same time that you have a mass exodus of Canadians from Canada because of a government that has effectively, enslaved might be too hyperbolic of a description, but has at the very least tyrannized a people, locked them in their homes, locked them out of their businesses, shut them down, shut them away from their loved ones, told them what they can listen to, told them what they can hear. Okay, let's keep going for a few more seconds. In case anybody ate too much for lunch, maybe this will be the cure.
Elle nous rappelle que le bien l'emportera toujours sur le mal et qu'il est important de défendre nos convictions. L'histoire de la Pâque juive est tirée de la Bible, mais les enjeux de la haine et de la persécution sont encore bien présents de nos jours. We've all seen a frightening rise in hate-motivated crimes against the Jewish community.
Let's just stop it there. Maybe we've seen a frightening increase in hate-motivated crimes. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the government locking up pastors, which might give that political permission slip to people who want to go burn down churches. For those of you who may not know, Canada, I'm stopping it. I can't listen to him anymore. Canada has had something of a spate of church burnings. Look at this. Church, for anybody who doesn't know, church burnings, Canada. It has been this is from the Wall Street Journal. It has been a difficult summer for Canada's Christians. Over 5 days in June. Look at this. This is Wall Street Journal, so in as much as I don't think much of the WSJ, when they run things that are counter to what ought to be the narrative, you can give a little more credibility to it. Over 5 days in late June, 4 Catholic churches and an Anglican church were burnt to the ground. The first churches to be set ablaze or vandalized to begin in a summer of such desecration. Suspicious fires then broke out across the country. In all, 65 churches have been set aflame or vandalized, according to the True North Center, which is mapping attacks on churches. How ironic. We have seen an increase in hate crimes. I'm sure it has nothing to do with a government that locks up pastors. I'm sure that doesn't give the political permission slip to people who want to carry out acts of violence. I'm sure it has nothing to do with a prime minister who gets up there loud and clear during an election cycle, thumping on the table like a great dictator, saying those people are putting us all at risk. And who is implicitly encompassed in those people are putting us all at risk? They're putting their kids at risk, and they're putting our kids at risk. Who's in those people disproportionately? We know who's in those people based on stats. This is coming out of the mouth of the prime minister, and now he's wondering, why would there be an increase in hate crimes, in social division? It was his election campaign. It was his platform. Oh, my goodness. And to have him lecture me. You know what? I was watching that the first time. Like you all know, I don't consider myself to be a very religious person in the organized religion sense. I do consider myself to be spiritual. When I'm listening to him talk about Passover and matzah and maror and what the holiday's about, I'm hearing Will Smith saying, keep my wife's name out your mouth, except I'm just hearing, keep Passover out your mouth, Justin Trudeau. Yeah, I don't know, by the way, did he wish a Good Friday to Christians? I don't know. I wonder. Did he? But Trudeau, just stop talking about these things. He's creating the division that he's complaining about. We've seen an increase in hate-motivated crimes. I suspect if we have, Trudeau, it's because of the increase in hate coming out of your mouth. Happy Good Friday, everybody. God bless each and all of you. Point Curation, thank you very much. Saw another super chat in there. Viva, happy Pesach to you and your family. Love and support. Thank you very much, Louis Lane. Well, I do have one of my brothers in from out of town, and I haven't seen him in a long time, and a nephew whom I haven't seen in 3 years. And so it's nice for that. I have my own issues when it comes to organized religion, but I have my own beliefs when it comes to spirituality and, a higher force that we must all presume is watching over us in order to govern our behavior. It's like the proverbial cosmic camera. It captures everything. Bonjour, Viva, et chat. Comment vas-tu? How's it going, chat?